In this unit we are going to study about virtualization and how it is linked with cloud computing, right? So virtualization is the core concept for cloud computing. This is the main idea based on which cloud computing was formed or evolved. In the simple terms, I would like to explain what is virtualization, right? Let's say in our hostel we have only one power point, one power plug is there. Okay, only one socket is there where only one person can use or charge his phone, can charge his phone. Let's say we are 4 members in a room and all of them want to charge at a single time, right? Can we do that? No, because there is only one port to charge, right? So what can I do here? The alternate option for this is you can buy one extension box, right? You buy an extension box which has 4 points, power points to connect our chargers. Okay, now everybody is happy because by purchasing or by bringing the concept of this extension box with some 4 or 5 we can see lot of slots are available, right? N number of people can connect it. The actual source is only one, but we are having different versions for or different plug points for different people, right? So this is the idea behind virtualization. What we do here, we have physical servers, we have physical hardware resources, right? But it belongs to only one person. So we want to make this available for multiple people so that each one of them feel that this computer belongs to them. Virtual, right? Virtually we are feeling that this computer belongs to this particular person. Okay, but actually underlying it is only one system, but multiple people are able to see that and everyone feel that it is their own system or their own computer, right? That is the idea behind virtualization. Let's understand this. Virtualization is a technology that helps us to install different operating systems on hardware, right? So in your system already you have installed some OS, some operating system is installed. Okay, but I want to execute some iOS or thing or some Linux operating system related software I want to execute. Can I do this here? Either I have to replace this or I have to purchase a new machine. Instead of that, what we can do, on top of this underlying operating system, I can create virtual machines. Where I can install any operating system in that virtual machine. Underlying remains same. Let's say underlying is Windows only, but on top of Windows I am creating a small partition, a virtual machine where I can install the guest operating system like Linux or Mac, whatever you want to install here, right? So it's a technology that helps us to install different operating systems on the hardware. They are completely separated and independent from each other. All those are separate from each other. We'll see this diagram to understand it better, right? So this is my host physical machine, this is my hardware, and this is my operating system, right? I'm using some software and trying to break or trying to create some guest virtual machine, guest I am trying to make. Okay, so when I break down, when I have such guest, right, underlying hardware is same, underlying operating system is same. On top I can install here Windows or I can install Linux, I can install any other operating system whatever I want, and I can execute or I can install those applications, those OS specific applications, and I can run my task, I can do my task, right? So that's what in virtualization, all they are independent from each other. Virtualization hides the physical characteristics of computing resources from their users. See, all the users, this user 1, user 2, user 3, they cannot see the hardware or the configurations of each other, right? Before virtualization, what was happening? A physical server could only run one operating system and often one task I can do. This wasted massive amounts of resources. If your app uses only 10% of CPU, 90% was idle, right? That is the core root for cloud computing. I had lot of RAM with me, I had lot of hard disk storage, but it was all idle. I had very good CPU resources were there, but everything was in idle. So I can divide that, I can have some guest who can access my system, who can access my own hardware and my own CPU resources and get their task done, right. So that is the thing. Virtualization solves this by allowing one physical server to host dozens of virtual servers, each running its own operating system and applications isolated from others. Everyone will have their own applications running, right. The purpose of this virtual machine is to enhance resource sharing by many users and improve computer performance in terms of resource utilization and application flexibility, right. So virtualization is the core foundation of cloud computing. It's very simple. What we do, we have very good resources, we try to divide them or give it to others to access our resources by creating virtual machines. Each virtual machine is independent from the other. Anybody can come, create a virtual machine, install whatever operating system they want, irrespective of the host operating system, and they can install the softwares, they can run their job and get the output. That is possible, right. In this way, the resources are effectively utilized. The hardware, the CPU resources, everything are effectively utilized. Okay. So how do I do this? So the primary component of the virtual machine host server that enables virtualization is hypervisor. Okay. So hypervisor is a software which is on top of your operating system, on top of your hardware. Using hypervisor, I can create virtual machines and I can allocate the RAM, the CPU resources, whatever I want to allocate, I can allocate using the software called hypervisor, right. A hypervisor is a layer of software that runs directly on the virtual machine host server's hardware. In this, I can run that hypervisor. This hypervisor will help me to create virtual machines, right. You can create as many virtual machines as possible depending on the resources what you have. Okay. So this is about virtualization. What are the benefits of doing this? Why we have to do this, right? Efficient use of computing resources. Because you have very good resources, it is underutilized. So when you give access to others by creating virtual machines, others can also access your resources, and by that way we are effectively utilizing the resources. Then low cost physical resources, right. So you are reducing the cost of the physical resources. Another fellow, let's say this guest want to use some RAM and some resources, right. He cannot purchase this full, but by this way he can access it for low cost, right. High fault tolerance. See, in virtualization, the important point is that if some failure happens here in this, it can be easily shifted to other virtual machines. That is one advantage we have it here. That's why we say here high fault tolerance. Less power for cooling, because I am using multiple people are using it, right. I need not purchase more hardware, therefore I need not spend more power or money on cooling those hardware. And obviously agility and productivity, we are increasing productivity because I am able to find resources required for me, right. So these are a few benefits of virtual machines or virtualization concept, right. So there are different modes of virtualization. There are two different modes in virtualization. It means you are creating virtual servers based on these two modes. What are these? Right. So virtualization is a technology that provides a way for a machine to run another operating system on top of the host operating system. I already have a host, on top I am running another OS. So there are two basic modes of hosting virtual machine guest. One is full virtualization, the other one is para-virtualization. What is full? In full virtualization, a technique where the hypervisor completely simulates hardware, so the guest OS runs without knowing it is virtualized. In full virtualization, right, hypervisor will create such an environment that the guest will think that he is running in actual operating system only, right. The hypervisor completely simulates hardware, so the guest OS runs without knowing it is virtualized. In para-virtualization, what happens? It's a technique where the guest OS is modified to directly cooperate with the hypervisor for better performance, right. So the guest OS is modified to talk with the hypervisor for better performance. Okay. So one difference we can see here, full virtualization hides the fact that the hardware is virtual, while para-virtualization exposes it to the OS and let the OS work together with the hypervisor. Right? It means in full virtualization, the guest does not know about the underlying operating system, whereas in para-virtualization, the guest knows about the underlying operating system. So the task which the virtual machine or the guest is taking care, it is happening in coordination between the host operating system and the hypervisor. Right? So this is about the different virtualization modes. So this is altogether about virtualization and the benefits of virtualization and two different modes of virtualization. Thank you.